What's going on, guys? Welcome to what is hopefully going to be a brand new series here on the channel. We are actually starting to play on a server, one of the realms. Now initially I was planning on starting up my own server, but then the thought of the micromanaging the server sort of put me off of it, and then having to sort of go around and advertise the realm to get new players on and not knowing if them players are going to be griefers and whatnot. So I went onto Reddit, and after a little bit of searching I managed to find a server that sort of had the same rule set that I would have had in mind. And a few of the main rules that caught my eye on this one is: 1, always patch up creeper holes; 2, no griefing whatsoever, so no stealing. There's an honor system basically, so when you're trading the shops you don't go stealing stuff, you actually trade for the right amount. And everyone on the server is 21 and over, so they're all a maturer sort of play style, and they're all sort of, well, most of them seem to know each other. I think I'm a little bit late. I think I'm about a week or two after they've started the server. Now, the way that they're doing the whole currency system is extremely it's different to what it usually is. Now you've got the normal trading, which is diamonds obviously for goods or services. You can make individual trades one with the other, but then they've also got a currency in this called M coin, which is done through Discord. Now I've obviously not had a lot of experience on servers. The last server I played on with Minecraft on the console sort of version, or the Bedrock edition, was about 6 years ago, and that was a console edition server. But this one's got one called M coin. Now the way that you get M coin is by donating goods or services to what is fundamentally appears to be sort of like governing entity of the server. So we're just going to go over to the spawn area now, and I'll try to explain what's going on as best as I can, or the best of my knowledge of how it's working. Is that you sort of donate your goods. Now they've obviously got their own sort of main sort of building plans, and you're going to have the main spawn tower, and this area is meant to be, I'm assuming, the main shopping district. Now each area laid out here is areas meant for shops. Now each one of these areas are purchasable for M coin, and the way that you get M coin is that you donate goods at the moment over to the something exchange. I forgot what it's called. DC. What can that possibly stand for? Yeah, the donation center. That's what the DC stands for. I was thinking of the comics DC. My bad. Yes, the donation center, and you trade items for the M coin. Then they have items here for what you can donate, so diorite and site granite, and obviously all of these goods are going to be used for the sort of communal buildings, such as, I think there's a post office up there. So if you want to trade with a player that's not currently on, you do a deal over on Discord and you drop each other's items off into their corresponding post boxes. Now obviously with it being a brand new server just coming up and running, everything's sort of just in the process. You've got the random trees, the random little bit of farmland behind where people can gather stuff when they first spawn, which is all handy to have. And I've actually not donated anything at the moment. Now the way that the M coin's working is that you can only earn so much M coin inside of 1 day, which means it will take, I think it's like 2 or 2.5 weeks of donations before you can actually afford to purchase a plot, which is a good way of deterring people who sort of just jump onto servers, get bored within the first few days of the grinding for resources, and then they sort of just leave the server. And it's a good way of sort of counteracting them type of players, because that way you don't have a load of random buildings plop up trying to sell items. They then never get restocked because the people get bored and just don't fancy continuing to play. And I think that's an extremely good way of doing it. I'm quite happy with the way that they're doing it. I currently have not donated a single thing. I've just been trying to get my foot in at the moment. I'm not sure if anyone else is going to go to sleep, but just on the off chance that someone does want to go to sleep, I'm just going to lay in a bed while I carry on talking. So before I get started on this series, I wanted to sort of run through a couple of ideas with you guys. One is that I've not settled on where I want my main base to be. I actually want you guys to decide. I've got an idea of building it completely underwater in the sort of coral reef. There's like a massive, I don't know, I don't think anyone else is bothering to go to sleep. I've got an idea of building it in like the coral reef, and there's a coral reef that starts around about 100 or 200 blocks away from the spawn area. Actually, there's a big map in the center that I could probably show you where it is. Alright, so I thought I'd make a quick cut there, purely because I wasn't too sure if someone wanted to sleep, and it doesn't look like it because the night's actually drifting away from us. Now, exploring wise, a lot of people have done a lot of exploring by the looks of it. A lot of people have gone down south. I have currently set up base. I do believe it's up in the top right hand square there. It's on the edge of a swamp and an extreme hills biome, I do believe. There's a massive mine shaft underneath me, and it's one of them forever continuing mine shafts, which is where I've been getting most of my resources from lately. And I think that stretches from like the top right cutting all the way down to the bottom left. And I think it's the same for every bedrock world, that they'll have a continuous mine shaft that just stretches on and on and on and on. But yeah, I've not done much exploring, so planning for base wise, we're going to head back over there now that I've shown you over this spawn center. I know it's just going to be a little bit of running around, a little bit of explaining, and then I want your guys' input as to, that is very loud in my ears, as to where to permanently set up my base. Now, I'm going to miss out a lot of the sort of beginning stuff that I done in my single player series, and if you're worried, I am still continuing my single player series. You will notice an episode or two go up during the week while this one's going out. This is just going to be another side one that I'm playing along with. The happy hamster, okay. Yeah, so what I'm planning on doing with this one is, first of all, if you've got any preferences or any ideas or challenges of to where I should set up my base, the idea that I have got in mind is to build my base completely underwater, which water, yes, got a T in. I'm English, forgive me for that. So I'm trying to decide whether or not to place my entire base underneath the ocean next to a coral reef. I'm trying to avoid using the word water now. I've actually done the first bits and pieces. I've got a load of resources. I'm running around like a lunatic. So I've got a load of resources here ready to go forward. I've got all the normal bits and pieces from mining and dirt, and I've got enough food to cover me going on for a while. I've got a little sugarcane set up ready to get some paper on the go in order to do an enchantment area. And another quick cut. So sorry about the cuts and jumping all over the place. I don't know. I keep on over explaining everything, and I know it's just going to end up making the video drag on, which is unnecessary. But I did go ahead. I can hear a spider. He's up there. I did go ahead and I built Silent Whispers, sort of semi-AFKable fissure. Now, if I can do this right, you need to get up next to the chest on our left. This is how I've been getting my levels, by the way. So as soon as you manage to get the actual placement of this correct, just like that, there we go. Takes a few tries, but then once you've got it in the right place, you don't actually have to do anything. And then that beeping or humming or noise from the note block, as soon as you draw it in, then you could reel your thing back out. So it's semi-AFKable. If you're playing on the PC version, you can have it completely AFKable with a semi-auto clicker. So if you set your auto clicker to, say, about 20 or 30 seconds spacing apart from each other, then you can quite easily AFK here for hours without it sort of affecting it. And I've been getting tons of decent drops. It's how I've been getting the Nautilus shells. I've got, oh, that's actually a pretty decent fishing rod. We'd need to upgrade the Lore and Luck of the Sea on it though. But yeah, I've been getting tons of enchanted books and loads of fishing rods. I've got quite a few bows from it. So I threw a few of the bows together, and I've got Joy's Expo. So Flame 1, I'm breaking 3 Infinity, Punch 2 and Power 4. Pretty decent. I'd prefer to have Power 5, but beggars can't be choosers at this stage in the game. I've managed to enchant 2 picks. We've got one with Silk Touch and Efficiency 4, unfortunately no Unbreaking, And then we got our sort of decent fortune 3 with efficiency 3 and breaking 3, which is decent to start ourselves off going forward and getting resources. Now, what I want your guys' input on is there anywhere in particular that you would like to see me try and set up a base? Or do you think I should go ahead and try my best to build a base completely underwater? Now that we have actually got a conduit, I'm actually going to go out and about looking for an ocean monument in order to get the prismarine to activate the conduit. So that way we have got a semi-decent radius as to where and abouts we can build. But I think the first thing I want to do, because we've got all the basic stuff up and running, and I done a whole lot of venturing down below to where the mine shaft is, and I've got a few different mob spawners that I've come across and found, and I've managed to find a zombie spawner, which is perfect to make into a basic XP farm or an XP grinder. So I think that's what we're probably going to work on today, just so that we've got a decent source of XP in order to carry on enchanting our tools, because I really need to enchant my sword to get looting on it, and I want to be able to get enough levels to make some more pickaxes, to do the mining necessary to sort of progress onwards and actually start donating some goods. We've got an absolute bunch of iron. That's pretty much the main thing I've been mining for. We've got more than enough diamonds to cover us for now, and once we get a decent mining session with our new tools on the go, we could then start donating stone and other resources to the community to get some M coin in order to finally open up some shops. So we've got a lot of goals to sort of aim for starting off in this world, which I'm extremely happy about. But yeah, what I've done with this base at the moment is, you've seen the inside there, I've got a few chests set up, got a little furnace area set up, got resources, got sugarcane farm up and running, got our sort of AFKable, semi-AFKable fisher, got a little crop yard going, and we're just overlooking a swamp area here. I've just carved it into the side of the mountain with some glass so then we can look out, and that way we're protected from mobs while we're in here doing our bits and pieces. So I'm going to head on down to the mob spawner so that we can get started. Actually, I'm probably going to go over and get some ice first of all and make some signs and make the stuff and bits and pieces needed to actually make an XP grinder. So I'm going to go ahead and get all of that done, give my voice a rest because I've been talking for far too long and it's going to start going croaky soon. So yeah, I guess I'll catch you back in a bit. Welcome back, guys. It's actually about 4 hours since that last cut now. I went around for a good 2 hours by boat looking for ice, and I did manage to find ice. I also managed to kill quite a few drowned to finally get a trident, because we're going to be doing the auto killer with a trident on the carpet over the hoppers, which I've done in previous ones, my single player world. And then I hopefully got all the bits and pieces. I've got a bunch of signs, and I've got the redstone mechanics for the auto killer. Got some hoppers, some chests for the drops. We're not going to go mad sorting the drops on this one at the moment, and that's purely because we're very early in the game, and yeah, we just haven't got the resources to actually go overboard with it. I shouldn't really be leaving iron, but if you can hear my game sound well enough, you can hear the amount of spiders that there are crawling around me, because at the moment I am smack bang in the middle of the mine shaft. So I'm going to try to clear out as best I can a 9x9 box for the spawner, just like a standard sort of box spawner, to shift them all into a water stream to then take them up to drop them. I want to say 20 blocks. I know that it's meant to be 21 or 22, but with the auto killer we don't really have to worry about it, and the auto killer will dispatch them quick enough that the remainder 1 or 2 hearts isn't going to be not going to be an issue. So that shouldn't be too much of a problem as opposed to drop wise. As long as they don't die as soon as they fall, we should be alright. And then hopefully that should be pretty much it. I think the main pain of this one is going to be able to do this without getting killed by the spiders, because they are literally everywhere around here. I tried my best to go around and get rid of the spider spawners and also get rid of the spiders, but they are above me, below me, they're down there, just they're everywhere around here. So it's going to be a little bit of work. What I'm going to do, I'm going to clear out this area, and once we're sort of ready to sort of working out the waterways, I'll probably bring you back. So yeah, back in a sec. Alright then guys, so I've dug all of it out now. I've just had to go back because I remembered that the dead mobs don't float in water, and I was about to do the standard water sort of elevator for them to go up in, but we just need to make a soul sand one, which is good and bad because it means that you have to fill the entire thing in with ice now, rather than just every other one, and you have to sort of build it from the top downwards, breaking the ice, as opposed to just being able to place the ice and swim up it. Which is a little bit of a pain, but yeah, it's just one of them things that we're going to have to deal with. So this is our upshoot here. And I think we do actually, yeah, we've got a couple of signs on us anyway to keep the water in. And then we can just sort of build the ice up. But before we do that, let's actually get the waterways down here sort of done. And have we got a, yes, we actually do have a water bucket on us. How prepared am I? Do that. Do that. One more over there. Over there. Is that level? Why does it look like there isn't one in this corner when there is? Yeah. Okay, I think I may actually have to dig this little narrow bit here down by one as well. Which... I was about to say it isn't going to be too problematic, but a little bit of a gap down here. Get some stone on us. Do one of these without getting hit by any poisonous spiders, please. Thank you. And then we want to bring our elevator up another couple of spots. So... my god, webs everywhere. Seriously, most of the durability off of my diamond sword so far has been from breaking cobwebs, and it's getting really tiresome. I didn't realise how much an diamond pick's durability goes down about unbreaking on. Unbreaking 3 takes a lot of the durability away, and it makes it last. That doesn't make sense. It makes it last for a lot longer. And I'm unfortunately starting to figure that out now. So let's get one of you ice blocks there, and then we're going to want we're going to be I'm umming and ahhing all over the gaff now because trying to work out a way to keep this water going up means that we may have to shift this entire elevator back by one block. So then we've got one more gap coming in, which is just going to be something that we're going to have to do, unfortunately. Means our drop shoot's going to be off by one, but it's not too bad because we can sort of work our way around that. But I completely forgot that you need like a couple sort of lengths gap here, because you need the water to come into this spot here enough to push them into the actual elevator. So, and oh, thank God I did actually bring more packed ice with me. And then we want our soul sand there. Thank you. And then we want ice, ice, and then a sign, and a sign. And then we're also going to have to fill this thing as we go up with the ice. So let's break you. And then break you. That should direct our mobs over here into soul sand. Now, when they're coming in, one will probably hang about here till the next one nudges him into the actual elevator, which is just going to be one of them things that they're going to have to deal with. And we want it to be a smooth line going all the way up. Because if we leave fences there, no doubt some zombies will actually get caught under that lip there and just sort of bob along and not do much, which is not what we want. Then we're going to want some stone, please. Thank you. And then we're going to need to fill this in, and it's going to be really black, so I'm probably going to do this in a little bit of a speedy up bit. Alright then guys, so instead of speeding up bit, I'm just doing a complete jump cut to this section here because it's pitch black and you couldn't see me actually do anything anyway. So we're just going to carry on here. I've put all the ice up to the top where our drop chute is. Now I'm obviously going to have to knock this back by one, so it means digging a new hole down. But before doing that, we're going to go down and we're going to break all of the ice. So this one should then push off to the edge there. That's our drop chute where our mobs are going to be going. And without depth stride on your boots, this is absolute torture. And I also forgot I'm probably going to drown doing this as well. Let me just break one first of all and get a junkie pick because there's no point using our silk touch. And we bob up and then hopefully we can do this in a speedy enough fashion. And once we get to the soul sand, it should then just shoot us straight back up. Hopefully we get there before the bubbles run out and we drown to death, because it would be very embarrassing to die from drowning building a XP farm. Although I do tend to die quite a lot when I've built XP farms early on in series. Straight up, and then we should bob along, and then down to the new drop chute. So we're going to have to fill in the other drop chute as we go down. So yeah, it all looks alright. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get the last bits and pieces. I'm going to get the killing mechanism in place as well, because that's a little bit of well, finagling about, to be honest with you, that you don't really have to watch. So yeah, let me get that done and I'll bring you in once it's all ready to switch on. Right then guys, so I've got the killing chamber sort of done and dusted. It's pretty straightforward and simple. You've got a redstone torch on this side of the piston, repeater set on 2 ticks delay with a redstone torch just behind this block here, which then runs a redstone line round to the other piston, creating a clock which sends the pistons back and forth. You fire the trident down onto the carpet in between the pistons, it shifts, it kills the mobs, happy days, you get the XP, you get the drops. So we are pretty much ready to kick this thing into gear, and hopefully nothing goes horribly wrong, which tends to be the case with most of my adventures. I've not had one sort of very well done sort of XP grinder without something going wrong, and so far nothing has actually gone wrong. I got bit by one spider while building, but that was about it. So fingers crossed it still all goes just as well. I need to try to create a way out that I'm going to be able to get back up to. Can I get up there? Okay, yeah, I can. Let's start knocking these guys off. Now, one good thing about the zombie spawners instead of skelly spawners is that we don't have the issue of them being able to fire at us. They're going to get caught in the water stream. We can fight the water stream better than they can. Haha, go away, you're swimming now. And then we can knock out the rest of these torches. So as you can see, like, one should actually get knocked into the water elevator, he says, hopefully. Unless they're sort of tracking me and that's stopping them from going in. There you go, over here. There, see, after they give up like chasing me, then the next one will get knocked along. And then hopefully they should then come down over to here. Should be going through the water stream. Shut up, spiders. And there's our zombies. Happy days. Whew. Okay, so let's just knock out the last of these torches. And then break a couple of these guys. And then block this all up to get maximum spawns. This is a 9x9 to get absolutely sheer maximum spawns. By the way, absolutely love what they've done with the mob spawners. They look a lot more creepy and eerie now with the skulls with the red eyes. Very happy with that change. I didn't really notice it while I was doing this. What was I saying? Completely lost my track of thought there. Oh, yeah, that's what I was saying. To get absolutely maximum efficiency, to do an 11x11 room instead of a 9x9. Now, they can spawn anywhere up to 4 blocks away from the spawner, but it does not mean that they cannot spawn on the edge of the 4th block. So if that happens, the wall would actually then block a spawn. It's very, very rare, and if you just want 100% maximum efficiency, you would do an 11x11. But waterways are a lot easier to set up in 9x9, so it's just a standard sort of format for mob spawners now, which I'm very used to, very happy with, and hopefully the rest of this all works perfectly fine. So they're getting killed, we're getting the XP, and we should hopefully be getting the drops, and we're still getting the drops, nice. And we're getting the carrot. Okay, yeah, so that's our first XP grinder of this server up and running. I don't know if anyone else has set one up, but I will let people know that it's available to use if they wish to come over and use it. But for today, for this episode, the first episode of a brand new series, I think that's going to do it because I have no idea what the sort of time is on this at the moment. I know it's probably gone well over the 25-minute mark. I usually aim for the 20 to 25-minute mark and never seem to quite get it. But I hope you've enjoyed the first episode, and hopefully you're looking forward to the rest of our adventures on this server, and I'll hopefully see you all in the next one. Bye bye.